Hello queens. I'm back at y'all with another client tutorial, and today I'm bringing y'all this sparkly full glam. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. I'm starting this tutorial off by cleaning my client's face, and then once her face is clean, y'all already know we're just gonna continue with the eyebrows. So for this tutorial, I took my LA Colors dark brown eyebrow pencil, and I'm gonna be using this to do her eyebrows. Once I've mapped out both of the brow shapes, I like to start filling them in from the back and working my way to the front. To fill in the front of her eyebrows, I'm going in with my Nicka K brow pencil, and this one is in the shade light brown. As y'all can see, I like to do little upward hair-like strokes, and then I make sure I brush through them with my spoolie just to make sure the whole eyebrow is nice and blended. Before I go in and clean up the eyebrows, I'm going in with this I.envy clear eyelash glue, and I'm kind of going to be using this as a brow gel. This is going to help me mold the hairs down in place, and to lay the hairs down, I'm going to be using the spoolie end of my eyebrow pencil. To clean up her eyebrows, I'm going in with my Nicka K concealer and my RK by Kiss concealer. I'm going to have the shade names in the description box, but first I'm going in with the Nicka K concealer because it's lighter. I want to say this one was in the shade 02, and I'm using this to clean up underneath my client's arch. Now for the remainder of the way, on the top and the bottom of my client's eyebrows, I'm just going to be going in with that RK by Kiss concealer. If you are a frequent viewer of my channel, then you know I love to extend the front of the eyebrows, and I know it may look a little crazy on camera, but trust the process, y'all. You want to make sure you go in with whatever leftover concealer you have on your brush and just blend it out. And as y'all can see, we have two nice clean eyebrows. So I went in with whatever excess concealer I had left, and I used it as an eyeshadow base. I'm going in with my Dermablend Translucent powder, and I'm just going to be pressing this at the front of her brows to lighten them up, and I'm also using it to set some of the concealer in place. Start this eyeshadow look off, I'm going to be going in with these two brown shades. One is from my Black Radiance palette and the other one is from my Jaclyn Hill palette. Both of them will be in the description box, but first I'm going in with the sculpting shade from my Black Radiance contour palette. This was in the level light to medium, and I'm using this as my transition shade. So I'm just packing this color on the outer edge of her eye, and to do so I'm just using a blending brush from Shop Miss A. Now I'm going in with that dark brown eyeshadow from my Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette, and I'm just going to focus this color in her crease, and to do so I'm using this taper blending brush from Wet n Wild. Now I'm just going to go back in with the first shade that we used, just to make sure that everything is blended before we move on. I'm going in with this black shade. This also came from my Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette, and I'm just going to be smoking this out from her lash line into her crease using this small detail blending brush. I don't know where this came from, y'all. This brush is pretty old, but I'm sure I probably ordered it off Aliexpress. Now I'm going in with my e.l.f. camo concealer in the shade white, and I'm using this to highlight the inner corners of her eyes. Y'all, I honestly didn't know where I was going with this look. I was just going with the flow, as y'all can see. I never really know what I want to do, girl. I just let the Lord lead me, because I just don't be knowing. But I'm going on top of that concealer with some matte white eyeshadow, and then after that I'm going in with this matte beige eyeshadow, and I'm applying it to her lids. I'm going on top of that eyeshadow with this pressed metallic pink eyeshadow. I ordered this a long time ago, y'all, from Cosmetics. You should be able to find them on Instagram, but I'm just taking this on top of that beige color because I wanted it to pop a little bit, but it honestly didn't really do enough for me. So after I went in with that, I went in with my AshleyLeeCosmetics pigment in the shade Silver Milky Way, and I just tapped that on top of the eyeshadow, and it gave me exactly what I was looking for. I'm lining her eyes using my Wet n Wild black liquid liner. I'm going back in with that black eyeshadow and I'm using it to smoke out the end of the liner. Y'all can see I have both the eyes nice and blended. So now is the fun part. I'm going in with my I.envy clear eyelash glue and I'm basically making an accent line over her black liner. And I'm going to be going on top of this with crystals and pearls. And I did like a pattern. So first I went in with a diamond, then a pearl, then a diamond, then a pearl. Y'all get the gist. Both the pearls and the crystals came from Amazon along with the wax pen that I'm using to apply them, and I'm just going to zoom in so y'all can get a better look. Finished with the eyes for now, so we're moving on to the face. I went ahead and cleaned and moisturized her face off camera, so right here I'm just going in with my e.l.f. matte poreless putty primer and I'm using this to prime her skin. Now I'm just going in and kind of color correcting around her mouth, and to do so I'm using my Nicka K concealer and this one is in the shade 07. For her foundation, I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, and it is in the shade Warm Coconut. To blend out her foundation, I'm just going in with this dense foundation brush and just patting everything in place. And for all of y'all that's wondering, I ordered this brush from Aliexpress. Just type in foundation brush and you should be able to find it. To highlight her face, I'm going in with my Nicka K concealer, and this is in the shade 05. going to blend out this concealer using the same brush that I used to blend out her foundation, just to make everything as seamless as possible. I'm going in with the excess concealer that I have on my brush, and I'm using it to clean up the edge of her eyeshadow. To clean up the concealer underneath her eyes, I'm going in with my damp Real Technique sponge. To set that concealer in place, I'm going in with my Fit Me press powder, and it's in the shade Golden Caramel. Going on top of that Fit Me press powder with my Morphe loose powder, and it's in the shade Rich Banana. I'm bronzing up her face using my Black Radiance contour palette in the level light to medium. To set the remaining areas of her face, I'm going in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and it's in the level Dark Deep. I'm going in with some black eyeshadow, and I'm applying this to the outer edge of her waterline. Now I'm going in with a warm brown eyeshadow, and I'm just applying it to her lower lash line. I'm I'm going back in with my foundation brush and I'm using it to press in all of that powder. Now I'm just going to spray her face with some setting spray. Now it's time to go in with lashes. These are some lashes that I probably ordered off Aliexpress. I went ahead and cut them to fit her eyes, so I'm just gluing them onto her lash line. To highlight her face, I'm going in with the highlighter from my Be Perfect Carnival XL palette. Moving on to the lips, I went ahead and lined her lips using my Juvias foundation stick in the shade Katsina. Now I'm going in the center of her lips using this lip gloss from OZ Lab, and it's in the shade number 1. I'm going to have her press her lips together to help me blend this into the liner. Then I'm going to use whatever excess lip gloss I have left on the applicator to blend it out.
Ready to see? Yes, this is cute. Okay. Oh, this is cute. I like it.
Okay, queens, this is the end of the video, and as y'all can see by my client's reaction, this tutorial was another success. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and make sure you stay tuned for my next one. Bye bye, queens.